Just to start, how surprising was it, Leal leaving?
It was surprising. He laid out the opportunity that he had, and he felt that was the best for him. So if it's the best for him, I get it.
You go to Motley now as the backup
Absolutely.
guy. It sounds like he's had kind of a class conflict this year. How much has that been?
He has, but Motley will be ready. I thought that if he wouldn't have been hurt during training camp, he would have been in a better position to fight for the number 2 starting job, what have not.
When did he kind of get back to full strength, do you think?
If I remember correctly, because I'm on the run here. I think it was like week 2, but don't quote me on that. I mean, it was early in the season.
I know Shane wasn't sure yesterday. Did you know what Leal's job opportunity is?
I believe it's a medical sales job.
How refreshing was it to see Brewer come back and have a good game after?
I thought he played really well. There was obviously, you're always striving to have a perfect game. There was a few things that he missed, but I thought overall he played really well. I thought he handled the pressure extremely well. I thought that was a defense that, in my opinion, like I said in the beginning of the week, besides Bud's defense, that is by far, without a doubt, one of the hardest defenses to prepare for. It does a lot. They do a lot. They've got 2 fires, they got 2 traps, they play 1 fire, they give you overload blitzes, they give you odd pressures. There's a lot that goes into that defense. I think over the last 2 years we've thrown the ball very well against it, and we have not run the ball very well against it. And at the end of the day, we got to find a way to be able to run it better versus that defense.
When Motley kind of moved up in the spring, and I know part of it had to do with Leal getting hurt a little bit. What was he doing well? What do you really see out of him at that point?
I thought Motley made a huge jump with the ability to make every throw. Whenever Logan was here, he was inconsistent thrower. I thought he made great strides in the ability to throw, and then obviously he's a big guy that has the ability to run, which is a good gig.
I know you probably don't want to think this far down the depth chart, but who's number 3 now?
You know what? We've had that conversation, and I'm not willing, and we're not willing to say our plan with that yet. So I'll give that to you next week whenever we sit down and talk Sunday.
Is McLaughlin maybe back next week? I guess.
I hope so, and I don't know that. That's obviously a great question for Coach Beamer, but I don't know when he'll be back. But I hope. Yeah.
How much does that change, though? I mean, I know Wade, filled in for him, but what does that do? How's it changed with or without?
Well, I thought Wade, for the circumstances, did a good job. There were some things, obviously, he needs to improve on, but he did, for the circumstances, he did some good things.
You've been in winning locker rooms and losing locker rooms before. What is kind of the key thing at this point of a season where you're 4-5 and trying to keep things from sort of spiraling out of control?
Yeah, and I don't think you don't sense that. It's not this. That's not this group's mentality. I've been in a situation where it's going to spiral and get out of control, and you lose control of everything. That's not this group. It's a very young group. Like I said to him, I said this to our team after the game. I challenged their toughness. I challenged everything last week. I went after them last week. And I thought they responded very well. Where we're at is exactly how the scores have represented, have come out, minus in the Miami game. You're losing by 3 points. You're losing by 5 points. You're losing by 2 points. And the differences in those games are 3 to 4 plays. And that's where we're at right now. As soon as this young group learns to handle every play and learns that every play matters, and we overcome those 3 to 4 plays, we're not sitting here talking 4-5. We're sitting here talking about being 8-1, and that's where we need to get. And we're close. It's hard. It's frustrating. It drives you nuts. But you see a lot of young guys doing a lot. I thought our fight in that game was different. I thought we made a step in terms of a no-quit mentality. I saw for the first time great enthusiasm when we scored, which if you watch at the beginning of the year, we'd score and everyone would separate. It was amazing to watch. You saw guys starting to rally together. I saw Ryan Malik play with some emotion. I saw him trying to lead. So there was some encouraging things that we haven't seen that I think our guys are starting to go, oh my gosh, all these little things and all these things that we've been stressing really does make the difference between winning and losing. So we're making headway.
The mood or the mindset of the guys, considering kind of where you're at right now?
I mean, I think with the bye week, we just got a chance to refocus and kind of, reevaluate, what's important, what's going to help us win now. And the whole mindset's positive. We're not, playing next season football. That's a disservice to our seniors. We're not talking about how much talent we got coming back. We're focused on now and this Duke team, and we're ready to turn it around.
Can you turn it around? Do you think you can still end this year on a good note?
Yeah, I think that BC game was going to be a pivotal game either way. It's just, the fundamentals and those things, it's tough when you play your heart out and it doesn't work out, but I definitely think we can turn it around. I mean, you guys have seen the talent throughout the weeks. I hope we showed that we can play consistently. We just got to get, right groove of things, and we'll be fine.
When teams start losing, like you guys have, it seems like that's sort of when things could get contentious maybe in a locker room. How do you prevent that from happening? I mean, what do you have to do is obviously one of the older guys to prevent that from happening? I
mean, I think you just got to have a stranglehold on your locker room and have guys pulling in the right direction. I think we got the right character guys. A lot of that was in recruiting. You kill a lot of those type of problems. I don't think we got a lot of guys like that, and we'll never let it be a situation where that chemistry gets to the point where it's tearing down our football team internally. They can say whatever they want to say outside, but inside, we know who we are and we know what we're capable of when we perform.
This rushing defense the last couple of weeks has not looked like a Virginia Tech team. Can you kind of put your finger on what's missing right now on that side of the ball?
I don't want to just chalk it up and say it's Luther. What it is just missed assignments, fundamentals, things like that, not wrapping up, things that we're known for. That lunch pail defense, we're not showing that right now. And it's it's a certain point. If you know better, you do better. If we understand what we can do, you got to stop saying it. You only get a couple opportunities every season to prove you are who you say we are. And we failed up to this point, and it's time to turn it around. We've got, I know that bowl streak to look forward to. You don't want to be the group that doesn't, uphold that. So we got enough pride to finish this thing out the right way.
You've had 3 times this year that you guys have either had a lead or been tied in the fourth quarter and haven't been able to hold it. How much does that just kind of personally sting you as a defensive guy?
I mean, that's heartbreaking to lose anyway. It's tough, but to lose it when you've outplayed this team for X amount of minutes, and for it to come down to that is real tough. But that builds character and that builds resiliency. And I think with the youth we've got, these are the tough times that you go through with a group like this, and it makes you stronger, in the long run. But we're not having any moral victories off of that type of stuff. We know we have to get results and perform, and we're looking forward to doing that this week or next week.
Thanks, Corey.
Thanks.
What was the main difference there in the fourth quarter when you guys just started going up and down the field at will there?
I think it just clicked. We weren't consistent the first 3 quarters, but a thing that I personally think is we were down and we didn't really have time to think, to overthink, and we kind of played with a passion of we got to get back in this game. So we were taking risks, taking shots, and doing the things that I think we should be playing all the time. Just playing to keep scoring and keep winning instead of maybe trying to hold back and worry about turning the ball over and stuff like that to hold on to a lead and stuff like that.
You feel more pressure right now or less pressure? I mean, the bowl streak's out there, UVA's in the future, you got Duke who's in first place, or because you're 4-5, does it feel like pressure's off?
It's kind of both ways. I definitely want to keep the bowl streak alive and everything like that and beat UVA, but at this point it's kind of a little, in a bad, upsetting way, it's a little liberating just because all the expectations are out the window, and we go out there, and I had a person in town the other day say that they were just thankful for the effort, and usually you don't really hear that. It's kind of disappointing to hear, but it's also as long as we go out there and we just have fun and just play as hard as we can, then I think we'll feel better about ourselves. And I think when we do that, I mean, we're a good enough team to when we do that, we're going to win.
Lefty said he saw, like he talked about touchdown celebrations, the way you guys came together. He thought you guys were enjoying it almost more in the second half. Do you get any of that feeling or know what he's talking about?
Yeah, he showed us a few plays. When we marched down the field the very first drive, he showed, everyone rallying to the ball and rallying to celebrate and stuff like that. And I think when you come right out of the gates and you score a touchdown, it just gets you excited. You're thinking it's going to be a great time and a great game, and there's plenty more of that came from, and we kind of fell off the wagon, and that's where we kind of got to keep, and that's what he was harping on and preaching is, no matter what, just keep having that intensity. If it's a 50-yard bomb or an 11-yard first down, like we got to have the same fire and the same excitement for our teammates and stuff like that.
3-game losing streaks don't happen around here very often. What's the locker room like right now? What's the mood?
I think we're eager to turn it around. I think we did a good job of coming out this bye week and practicing hard and practicing with a purpose. Bye week, it's a strange combination of you got to find a happy medium between resting legs and getting people healthy and things like that, but also, executing and focusing on executing. Even if it's maybe it's not 100% every single play, in terms of, just killing our legs throughout the practice, but it's all about, mentally focusing and just sharpening your craft a little bit.
Answer. First, just tell us, they were talking about your class schedule, missing time on Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. So what's your schedule been like, and how much work have you been getting?
It's been a little crazy. It's the first time I've ever done it, actually. It's like take about 45 minutes from practice away, so, I'm not getting as many reps. But I've got it fixed. I've got it talked with my teachers, and it's all good now. Everything's okay.
As a guy that suddenly goes from number 3 and not getting many meaningful reps in practice, missing some time on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I know you're in all the meetings, but how far behind the curve do you feel like?
I don't feel like I'm far behind at all. I mean, Coach is still doing a great job of, getting us all prepared. We all prepare like we are to start. You have to, so I don't feel behind at all.
What was that like in August when you kind of had that lingering back thing and, you take the number 1 spot in the spring at least? What was it like to kind of be set back by that?
It sucked, of course. It wasn't too fun, but it's just unfortunate, and rehabbed it and got it back better, and I feel great now. So.
When did you feel back to yourself from that?
I honestly couldn't tell you. It's been a while. I've been feeling okay for a while now. So.
Were you surprised with Mark's decision, or had he kind of hinted to you or what you'd heard from anybody else?
He hadn't really hinted anything to us, but if it's that good of an opportunity, you got to take it. He's got to do what he has to do, and I'm happy for him. So.
Is it exciting for you to be moving up a spot?
Oh, yeah, it's exciting. It's not really anything changing except for us actually getting reps. Like I said, we all prepare like we are to start. You have to. So the only thing that's changing is the reps that we are getting. So.
What's Coach Loeffler been like with you before, and do you expect him to be different, the same?
He's not going to be any different. He's going to be the exact same. He pushes us all, makes us all work hard individually. He'll pull us aside sometimes and work with us, so nothing's going to change.
How different of a quarterback would you say you are this year compared to last year at this time?
Gained a lot more knowledge. Coaches helped me with that. Players have helped me with that. Mark did a big part in helping me with that, and that's basically what I think.
Does the spring serve as sort of that springboard? I mean, you play behind Logan for so long, obviously. It's going to be tough to displace him, but to actually have a sort of an open competition in the spring like that, what does that do?
It was fun. It was actually my first time being active with the offense and doing stuff like that, so I think it definitely got me jump-started, and it made me more comfortable with the rest of the team and the offense and all that. So